Hi there, and welcome to the Spectrums. On the 24th of February 2022, Russia started making hostile advances into Ukraine territory. This has caused widespread immigration in both countries and has played a role in rising food prices, as Ukraine is among the world's top agricultural producers and exporters. However, although this conflict has been terrible and destructive to the souls involved directly and indirectly, there is a bigger, more globally influential force that is analyzing, watching, and waiting patiently for the opportunity to take its own steps on the chessboard of war. At the time of the making of this video, the world has their senses trained towards one side of the new world war we are witnessing, but we will shine a light on the real red button in the room as China starts the rise of the five stars. Thank you for watching. I hope you're having a blessed day or night. China, a country filled with history, filled with strength, and filled with scars from the past. The second most powerful country in terms of GDP, the people that inhabit this great land are part of a culture that is hard-working, have a deep respect for close family ties, and a worldwide reputation for being a key artery of trade and commerce. However, the people that are the blood of the country have many eyes watching from close and afar, hidden and in plain sight. It is estimated that there are roughly between 540 to 626 million cameras in China. To put that into context, that's over half of all surveillance cameras on planet Earth. From the outside looking in, it may be easy to look at figures alone and come to conclusions about how it is like to actually live in China. But the sheer volume and type of data that the government collects from its citizens are staggering. Your race or ethnicity, the color of your clothing, whether you're wearing a mask or glasses, interlinked with your name, ID, age and address, interlinked with your phone's location, your contacts, messages, apps, photos, social media posts, emails, online banking accounts. All of this data is being collected and stored to create a digital avatar of your real self. Did you notice my language changed just now? I'll say that again. Your personal information is being tracked, archived, and analyzed to create an online personality that reflects your everyday actions, online and offline. You.
To continue to be relevant, it will have to be as representative as possible and better than it is today of the membership. And if the trends continue, it would mean that some of the large emerging market economies, which will in 2027, if the trends continue in terms of growth, which are at risk of being underrepresented, will be better represented in the institution, which might very well mean that if we have this conversation in 10 years' time, which I wish upon you and me, because then we live a lot longer and we've done our job well and so on and so forth, we might not be sitting in Washington,
We'll do it
DC.
in our Beijing branch.
We'll do it in our Beijing head office.
Head office, yeah.
Might not
Even
be the
better,
branch.
yeah. Exactly.
This interview was recorded in 2017, with Lagarde retiring from her IMF role in 2019. Economists estimate that China, with growth rates forecast above 6%, will likely overtake US GDP sometime in the next decade. But recently, this trend has somewhat changed, with the US outpacing China's economy for the first time since 1976. That long. Dang.
It's in the streets.
This has been the case because the Chinese government has imposed DIVOC lockdowns in major cities such as Beijing. And even if China were to recover its growth rate, there would still be lagging behind in terms of GDP per capita, which is the amount of money on average that a person makes and contributes towards the economy. In order for the CCP to reach their goal of making China the globe's most influential country in all major aspects, the world would need
The Great Reset,
and
a wake-up call.
We now welcome His Excellency Xi Jinping, President of the People's Republic of China.
When the board dermatology started, Xi Jinping joined a number of world leaders in making an address via the World Economic Forum, and 2 years later, the very real narrative of a war has started to be written. The policy that was first put in place by the CCP was replicated across the world to flatten the curve, and I think we can all agree that this was not successful. However, if future events arise, the same level of disruption, or worse, may be placed onto our lives. China will have a key role to play in the next few months and years on how the global playing field adapts. So my final message is, when things start to get difficult, and they will, keep faith and protect your loved ones and yourself from the evil that might manifest from the decisions of a few. This has been Spectrums, and thank you for watching.